Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and it's time to update you on some existing stories and some new news stories, just little things that didn't really merit their own video. Hey, remember the library that held little kid events for 8 years until Wizards decided, oh, nope, it's a letter of the law violation, screw you. Well, the original follow-up, which I did mention in the original video, was Wizards got in touch with them the day after the story went live. Imagine that. It's almost like it's a PR knee-jerk reaction. And they, I guess, did their best to get them enough materials, like left over from the warehouse or something, I don't know, to let them run at least one event, which solved nothing permanently. But I heard a rumor from multiple people, so I couldn't confirm this myself anywhere. But the word is they seem to have found another store that does have 12 seats where they can, already use their existing WPN number and hold tournaments in the future. Once again, like I said, can't confirm that. Although one of the kids who attends there regularly did leave a comment on the last video. So hey, if he left one again, confirming or denying that latest revelation, that would be great. So if that does happen to be true, then absolutely nothing changed with what they were doing at all. The location, the people, how they run it, nothing changed, but now it's allowed because they're pretending to be a different store than they were before. Yep, that's how the WPN program works. I love how on the appeal, Wizards was like, this is completely out of our hands, even though it's completely in their hands and they made the hands and the rules. So secondly, you might notice Arena went down a couple times for maintenance. There was an item duplication glitch either because of the maintenance or that's what they tried to fix even though it happened afterwards. But basically, some people's accounts were going through the tutorial again and getting duplicate copies of the first decks again. That's kind of nice, but other people were realizing that the starter decks suck. I mean, that's kind of the point. And unlocking one crappy weak deck per day was annoying because all you would do is lose with the original decks. And then the original decks were so bad you'd have to burn your initial wild cards, making it barely acceptable even if that's not the style or mechanic you wanted to play. So rumor is people were leaving Arena left and right and just not logging in, not playing because they knew they were so far away from getting anywhere. They were basically just like, I gotta drop $100 to get my way out of this rut that they put me in. Your starter decks are nothing. Your starting pool was nothing. You couldn't build anything. I burned all my wild cards just to build like half of a white life gain deck and then kind of filled in the gaps as I went. And if you think about it, yeah, you would have to log in, not care about if you win or lose, not care about what you're playing with, and just finish the daily tasks while losing the entire time, basically. If you get anything above like Bronze 3, you're going to be playing against like Teferi and like full-blown Storm decks, and yeah, it's almost impossible to progress. They made the progression program thing, math, even worse. You will progress very slowly if you win 80 to 90% of your games. If you win half and lose half, you will get absolutely blasted down. So that's fair, but then yeah, the result of that is if you even get to like a little bit mid-bronze, not even silver or gold, you're going to be going up against some crazy crap. So if you start with the starter deck and you're just a better player than most people and you make better decisions in the game and mulliganing, you probably have, instead of a 50-50 shot at winning like 75%, but then as soon as you get ranked up, you're going to go up against stuff you can't beat. So that whole situation is what people were reporting to me. I've noticed it myself. I kind of got through it just by playing and being very clever about what I build. Plus, the free pre-release, the free code. If you haven't used it, play Ravnica, capital P, capital R, the rest is lowercase. Put that into the store under redeem promo code and you get 3 free packs. And then also, if you went to the pre-release, one of the tokens has a code on the back to run an entire event, and you get 9 free boosters to build, or you get 6 plus 3 for the prizes, whatever. Either way, 9 boosters that you get to keep. And that's if you win absolutely nothing, by the way. So add the prizes to it and the fact that I've been playing for, like a week, 10 days, something like that, I don't know. I think I've opened like 30, 40 packs. So I've got a couple good decks that need just a little bit of tweaking and additional rares and stuff, but they're, playable. But without spending money, you can't do much better than that, and that's annoying, and I'm sure that's by design. So people were just getting pissed and saying, I'm never going to get off these stupid garbage decks. And so my read on what they just did, that's the reasoning that I would assume. Basically, yesterday morning, right after the maintenance, right after it came back, if you win one game, you get 5 decks, all dual color. I lost my screenshot of it, but one was like Saprolings, one was, I think, some kind of Is It Storm garbage. I'm sure they weren't like amazing, but just little guild gates in them maybe and stuff. I mean, just anything. Any cards at all would be good. Opening packs is stupid. They're not even 14 card packs like they are in real life, and you're nowhere near opening the vault. Also, the vault number The one in the log has been confirmed as a percentage. People have gone just barely over 100, and then boom, it shows up in the top right and says you can open the vault, and you get a bunch of wild cards and crap. So that's cool. Too bad it takes about 60 to 70 packs on average, I think, to do it. It depends how many repeats and what you open, though. It could be a lot lower. So yeah, I mean, if you've given up on Arena, jump back in, you get 5 free decks. I mean, just do the dailies. Like I said, just do it, whatever. Extra little bonus story. If you're not subscribed to Desolator Gaming, my other channel, not that hard to find, just type it in. If you don't know how to spell Desolator, look down about 10 pixels from the pause button. Some changes are coming to that channel, primarily a change to the fact that I haven't uploaded in 4 weeks. Probably going to do like how to set up Exile and why it's the best game ever made. It's certainly the best RPG ever made if you don't count the graphics. The story, the combat, everything is better than every RPG I've ever played. That includes like big name stuff. It is quite simply one of the absolute best video games ever created on any platform ever. If you're into RPGs, you have to play it, and it is completely free, but there is one catch, and that's what I'm going to cover, is how to set it up and play it. Might do a little giveaway, too, just throwing that one out there. So, next up, perhaps you've seen images like this floating around on the internet. Apparently, a bunch of people are opening cards that are splitting apart. It's like with every new set that they release, they develop amazing, innovative new ways to make the card quality even worse. I mean, this is amazing. So, the way I understand it, and this could be wrong, I could be making an assumption here, is they buy blue core paper, which is 2-ply paper glued together with blue glue. It is garbage quality, and no serious company uses them for anything remotely important. Good job, Wizards. The rumor is the people counterfeiting Magic cards do not use blue core paper because it's so inferior in quality. Like, even they have some standards. So, those appear to be just missing the glue. I mean, they're not even blue at all between them. So, I don't think that Wizards, failed to glue the paper together, because the way I understand it is they're not the ones gluing it together. Also, it's not Wizards, it's a printing company in Texas. But my point is, at the end of the day, I think the paper supplier screwed up, and certain sections of the big reams of paper were not glued together at all. They were just missing the glue. That should have been caught by QA during packaging. So good job. I forgot the name of the company, but those guys out in Texas. I'm going to say it's 50% the paper supplier's problem for screwing up and giving them bad paper, and 50% the printing company's problem for not catching it. Now, it is also possible that they're trying a clear glue thing, but my first thought was when I saw those are counterfeits, and then I realized that they're commons. That does not make a whole lot of sense. So the first thing people are going to think if they're running 1% of people get the new paper, let's see how it does. They're just going to think they opened up counterfeits. What the hell were you thinking, Wizards? Well, if this was some experiment, surprise, they don't stay glued together. So yeah, clear glue, don't use it. Boy, it's just getting bad. It is getting miserably pathetic with this card quality issues here. Next up, you know how the Pro Tours and Grand Prix are holding the event name, but they're being incorporated into a new event titled Magic Fest. And you probably thought, well, that's pretty generic and not related to Hasbro or Wizard or, whatever. Really any word that has anything to do with their company other than Magic. Okay, you name your brand Pepsi, there's probably nothing else called Pepsi. It's not a real word. No problem, file the trademark. When you're going to name your product or your event or anything something really, really generic, what's the first thing you do, everyone out there who almost definitely is not some kind of company planning legal advisement expert? You make sure that there's not already an event called that. Take a guess where this one's going. That's right, to Twitter, where the Edinburgh International Magic Fest, or Magic Fest, they sent a little tweet to Hasbro and then also to Saffron Olive. I don't know why I didn't think he worked there, but okay, whatever. But yeah, they said, "Hi, Hasbro. We're a bit concerned that the name of an event, Magic Fest, we believe you to be associated with will cause confusion between our audiences. We already use this name in association with our entertainment event. Please advise to whom we should speak to in your company." Well, that's awfully polite. I would have been like, hey, we already have an event called that, and you have some operations in England where we're located, so screw you, change it or we're going to court. Now, if you're thinking, but they're an American company, and then they're a British, whatever, Magic Festival Foundation thing, whatever. Well, I'm no expert on international, copyright and trademark law or whatever, but Wizards is a giant company. I'm sure they registered the trademark in England as well, or whatever. Or failed to, but either way, they might be using it there. I think one of the upcoming GPs might even be in London, so they'd be literally holding it in the same country with the same name. Also, I mean, Microsoft is, I think, American. I don't know, maybe they pulled an Apple and they're technically Irish, but come on, they're an American company. Hey, you've probably heard of OneDrive. Remember when it was called SkyDrive? Well, the broadcasting company in England called Sky sued them and got the court to force them to change the name. You know, even though one's a software company and one's a broadcasting company, which is usually allowed. Look, if you got some place called, Steve's Party Palace and one sells food and the other sells, like, cars, that's usually okay. But the court sided with Sky, so there is precedent for stuff like this forcing a name change. So good job, Wizards, not researching anything anywhere. So leave a comment down below with what you think they should change the event to, and serious and non-serious comments will be accepted. How about the Social Justice and Magic Wizards and Warrior Fest? Or maybe Warriors and Wizards, so it's closer to Social Justice, so SJW. They could just call it Magic with a capital M, just Magic, no whites. That'd be short, to the point. It gets the number one point that at least their head judge wants to get across. I mean, you could call it Magic and Funnel Cake Fest. I wouldn't have a problem with that. So yeah, a lot of drama, stupid stuff, and things that reflect poorly on Wizards, their products, their contractors, and everyone who works there, as usual. So what else did you expect from the news this week? So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next wonderful news story.